Whether you're cooking it with some tomato puree or baking it into a casserole, one thing we all can't deny is that pasta is one of the most versatile foods in the world. Although Italy is known as its place of birth, every other country has incorporated different ways to make the dish their own. Yet despite our undying love for these starchy noodles, I can bet $1,000 that most people don't actually know much about it. But of course, that's about to change. Maybe we can say that pasta is the most popular food in the world, and spaghetti is also one of the most well-known forms of pasta in modern times. In fact, each region has a different name for pasta, so if you move around the world, you can find over 1,000 different names for the dish. But when we talk about pasta, we must first define the term. Pasta, the culinary pride of Italy, is unlike any other form of noodle worldwide. This delightful dish is crafted from a simple yet sophisticated blend of ground durum wheat and either water or eggs, resulting in a magical mixture of flavors and textures that tantalize your taste buds. Unlike other noodles that use different ingredients, pasta's distinctiveness comes from its use of durum wheat, which boasts high gluten content and low moisture, making it the perfect base for pasta production. After kneading the dough, skilled pasta makers cut it into various shapes before cooking it to perfection. Now, let's learn something new about pasta so you can brag to your friends. Number 1. Its origin. Who doesn't love a good plate of pasta? We all know it's a staple in Italian cuisine. But did you know that it might actually have ancient Asian roots? That's right, it's believed that pasta could be the descendant of noodles made in China way back when. In fact, the first recorded evidence of pasta dates back to the 1st century in ancient China. The Chinese were already making noodles from wheat and rice flour as early as 3000 BC. You may have heard the story that Marco Polo brought pasta to Italy during the 13th century, but the truth is a little more complicated than this. In his book, The Travels of Marco Polo, he briefly mentions a plant that produced flour, which the Chinese used to make a barley-like meal. This meal was used to create several pasta-like dishes, including the famous lasagna. However, since Polo's original text is lost to history, the story has been pieced together from various accounts and retellings. Plus, pasta was already becoming popular in other regions of Italy during the same time, so it's unlikely that Polo was the one who introduced it to the country. Nonetheless, we can all agree that pasta is a delicious and timeless dish that has captured the hearts and taste buds of people all over the world. Number 2. Different types of pasta. If you thought pasta was just spaghetti, macaroni, and lasagna, think again. There are over 600 different types of pasta, each with its own unique shape and texture. From fusilli to fettuccine, linguine to farfalla, there is a type of pasta for every occasion. Luckily, they can be grouped into a handful of categories: short pasta, long pasta, sheet pasta, stuffed pasta, and dumpling pasta. Long pasta can be hand-rolled or made with an extruder, but many types of short pasta, not all, have to be made with an extruder to create their unique shapes. The world of pasta is vast and exciting, filled with endless shapes, sizes, and textures to tantalize your taste buds. From the classic spaghetti to the quirky bow tie, there are so many options to choose from. Some common types are angel's hair, linguine, pappardelle, penne, macaroni, lasagna, rotini, fusilli, elbows, and the list goes on. And don't even get us started on the sauces. You can go traditional with a rich tomato-based marinara, or mix it with some delicate fresh seafood that will make your taste buds dance. The best part? You can play around with different sauces and noodles to create a unique culinary experience every time you sit down for a meal. And let's not forget about the endless possibilities for adding veggies and proteins to your pasta dish. In fact, with pasta, you're only limited by your imagination. So go ahead, experiment, and let your culinary creativity run wild. Number 3. It wasn't always eaten with tomato sauce. I got you there, didn't I? You might be surprised to learn that in the early days of pasta, it was eaten dry and by hand in Italy. Nothing like the saucy Sunday gravy that Tony Soprano loved so much. Believe it or not, pasta with tomato sauce didn't even exist until the 1700s, when it was first mentioned in the cookbook L'Appiccio Moderno by the famous Italian chef Francesco Leonardi. Even then, it wasn't widely consumed until the 1800s, as people were a bit wary of tomatoes due to their connection to the nightshade family. It's crazy to think that such a beloved dish like pasta with tomato sauce was once a new and experimental concept. But hey, times change, and now we can't imagine our pasta without a good tomato sauce to go with it. Number 4. Kneading with feet. Have you ever made your own pasta from scratch? If you have, then you know just how much effort goes into kneading the dough to perfection. It can be a real workout for your arms. But did you know that in the past, people used their feet instead of their hands to get the job done? Yes, you heard that right, feet. And it wasn't just Italy that embraced this unique technique. In Japan, udon noodles were made the same way, with some people still following the traditional method. But let's face it, as fun as it might be to knead your dough with your feet, it's not exactly the most practical approach. That's where Cesare Spadaccini comes in. Legend has it that in the 1800s, the King of Naples, Ferdinando II, hired Spadaccini, an engineer, to invent the world's first mechanized pasta-making machine that would replace the need for feet. And so, the modern-day pasta maker was born. But if you ask me, there's something charmingly rustic about kneading your dough with your feet. Sure, it might take a bit more effort, but it's a great way to feel connected to the origins of this beloved food. Number 5. Drying on washing lines. When it comes to making pasta, drying it is a crucial step. And as pasta production became more and more industrialized in the 18th century, it was clear that the traditional methods of making and consuming pasta simply wouldn't cut it anymore. So what was the solution? Drying it, of course. But the question remained, how to dry all that pasta on such a large scale? The answer was surprisingly simple. Let Mother Nature do the work. In coastal areas of Italy, where pasta production was booming, the pasta makers would lay out their freshly made noodles in the sun and let the heat and sea breeze work their magic. It was the perfect solution for food that needed to be dried quickly and efficiently. And let's be honest, there's something incredibly charming about the idea of pasta drying in the sun. It speaks to the simplicity and beauty of traditional food production methods, and it's a reminder that sometimes the best solutions are the simplest ones. Number 6. Its nutritional benefits. When it comes to healthy food choices, pasta might not be the first thing that comes to mind. But did you know that pasta actually has a lot of nutritional benefits? It's true! Pasta can be a great source of essential vitamins and minerals, especially when paired with other healthy ingredients. One of the biggest benefits of pasta is its high folic acid content. Folic acid is important for proper cell growth and development, especially in unborn babies. Just one serving of pasta can provide up to 25% of the recommended daily intake of folic acid. So if you're looking to add more of this nutrient to your diet, pasta is a great way to do it. But that's not all. Pasta is also great for keeping blood sugar levels in check. Unlike other carbohydrates that can cause spikes in blood sugar, pasta has a low glycemic index, which means it releases glucose into the bloodstream slowly and steadily. This can help prevent energy crashes and keep you feeling full for longer. And if you're watching your sodium intake, pasta is a great choice. Most pasta dishes are low in sodium, which means you won't feel bloated or swollen after eating them. Plus, pasta is cholesterol-free, which is great news for heart health. So next time you're considering skipping the pasta, think again. With all of these great nutritional benefits, it's clear that pasta can be a healthy and delicious addition to any meal. And number 7. The most expensive pasta costs a lot. Would you believe that there's a single pasta dish that can cost over $2,000? I'm not joking. It's called omaggio alla norma and can only be found in the exclusive restaurant Noma in New York City. This luxurious pasta dish is made with saffron-infused pasta, topped with a rare Sicilian tomato sauce, and then generously garnished with several types of caviar. Imagine the extravagance of having a bite of this pasta. Luxury dining at its finest. And there you have it. Some fascinating facts about pasta that you probably didn't know. From its ancient Chinese origins to its role in Italian culture, pasta has a rich and diverse history. Whether you prefer spaghetti, penne, or linguine, one thing is for sure. Pasta is a delicious and versatile food that has something to offer everyone.